Really taking the train every day and seeing the same homeless people on the train every single day. That can take a mental toll on you.
Mm-hmm.
That could take an emotional toll on you. You can get on the bus. Like, there's anything in New York City, which you can say anywhere, honestly. But for me,
Any
I think...
city, I feel like.
Yeah, but for me, New York City, everyone I know is trying to move out. And there's a reason. Like, you know, everyone I know is trying to leave. People that don't know New York City is trying to move in. And it's just like, after the whole pandemic, New York City went from the city that never sleeps to the city that was knocked.
No.
Like, no lights,
Slumped.
slumped, out of business.
Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. Don't you mind over matter is magic. I do magic. Don't you mind over matter is magic. I do magic. Don't you think about it? Mind over matter is magic. I do magic.
Yeah. Welcome to Mind Over Matter, baby. I'm your host, DEJA Wallace, and if this is your first time joining me, welcome. If this is not your first time joining me, welcome back. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. You real. You loyal. I appreciate you. Like, for real. Episode 55 of Mind Over Matter, baby.
55.
Yes.
Wow.
We on the grind. We going to grind, girl. I'm trying to show you.
I love it.
So we're here in our new home, our new habitat, WNYC, and I have a very special guest with me. And I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself.
Hi, guys. Hello, everyone. My name is T. You can just call me that. TEA, not just T, particular. So, yeah, I'm really excited to be here and just, like, talk about it. I'm a psychology major and a journalism major, so mental health is really big for me. And I just, like, I love it, and I'm really deep in it. So, yeah.
Yeah, and she also is a part of the WNYC gang. So gang, shout out to WNYC Radio.
WBCR.
We're BCR, my bad. Wait. Edit that out.
BCR.
Oh my God, no.
WBCR.
WBCR. Because I had an internship with WNYC. That's why.
All good.
WBCR Radio. Sorry about all that. Yeah. But... yeah, so I'm excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here. Period. Okay.
You see the soundboard?
Period. Hold on. That caught me, y'all. That caught me off guard. I love that.
Yeah, we got it all.
Oh my God, corny.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We dropping heat, y'all. Hold on. I love this.
Mm-hmm. Getting right into this episode. Kick back, relax, and enjoy this episode. So, we're going to get into, you did say you're a psychology major. So we're going to get into just mental health. How are you doing mentally right now?
I think if anybody says they're okay mentally, they're crazy. So to be honest, for me, it's very complicated on where I'm at. I think mentally I'm still in the growth period. I've had a lot of like battles with depression and things of that nature. So it's one of those, I'm okay, but I'm not okay. And I think that's pretty much how everybody is. Because ain't nobody finna tell me they okay mentally right now. No way.
I'm going to argue and I say, I'm Gucci right now.
Hey.
I'm Gucci
you
right now.
Like, personal? I can find some spots. You'd be like, hold on. First of all, before my combo with this girl, I was fine. After this, now I'm thinking about everything triple time.
But honestly, I think mindset, it all starts with mindset, first of all, because you accept the fact that everybody cannot be okay mentally. That's your reality.
Exactly.
So I had an episode where I talk about, I feel like a lot of the times, especially living in America, you feel like you have to, negativity is something that is common for us. We accept it so easily. But when something is positive, we're so skeptical, like, wait.
That's me.
Wait, no. Something where they're looking to poke holes in. Why is this person so happy? Why is this person so at peace? But yeah, I can confidently say I did the work to get to this mental
That's
space
beautiful. Yeah, that's amazing. So when I say nobody is okay, it's not like, oh, we're all struggling and crying. No, then we'll be a hot mess, like in reality. I just think everybody has their own, and it's great that you did the work to get there.
It was a lot.
Everything, yeah.
I was fighting demons.
It's going to be a lot to like put that work in and to make yourself better. I mean, as long as everybody is willing to do it, it can be done. I just feel like the state that we are in right now is just really hard for anyone to say, like, I'm 100% okay. Because other people's mental affects your mental. And it's like, you can be okay today, and then tomorrow it's like, mental health isn't a on and off thing. You know, like, depression isn't an on and off thing. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm depressed one day and I'm off of it. Like, you know, or like, I'm having mental struggles and I'm off of it. So it's one of those, I think every day is a different struggle. And it's like, today, you good, tomorrow you may not be, next week you may not be. But that's what I mean when I say, like, everybody, I don't think anybody is really okay.
Like, fully okay. It's like a balance.
It's a balance, yeah. And I feel like you have to not be okay to truly be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's...
And I feel like the more you're not okay, you get to, like, reap the benefits of being okay more.
Exactly.
And like I said, I've been in some dark times. So, like, now I'm reaping the benefits of, like, coming out of that tunnel.
Yeah, and I think that's beautiful. I think when people can reach that, that's great. Like, it took me a while to try to even think about getting better, you know? Because, like, when you're in that, you're in that. Like, once you're deep in depression or you're deep in that sad phase or whatever phase you're in personally, it's hard to get out of that. So,
and how do you think you can get to that, like, namaste, that just overall that peace within you?
I tell people all the time, it's just going to sound crazy, but, like, identify the things that are making you sad and then focus on those. Not to say, people always tell you to, like, don't focus on those things, like, move on from them, try to challenge them and all that. No, don't do any of that, because all you're doing is constantly pushing that thing away. Like, because you're trying to find ways to solve it instead of just facing that issue and then seeing what that is. Like, why is that continuously pushing you? Why is that something that's holding you here? What is that thing that is keeping you? And then once you have that, I feel like you should live in it. For me, I think everybody should have time in their depression or time in their sadness. If the more you run away from it, the deeper it's going to take, and, like, the deeper it's going to be and the longer it's going to take to get over it.
For sure.
So, like, identify it, live in it, notice it, recognize it, and then be like, okay, now what can I do that's going to help me not sit here, you know?
But I feel like there's a borderline between accepting it and then making it become your reality. Because I feel like a lot of people, when they get depressed, they, of course you have to, like, embrace it because it is something you're going through and it's natural. But a lot of people get too, like, caught up in it, and then they just, like, feel like there's nothing else outside of it, you know?
I agree. I think it's really hard. Like, for me, my personal story, I was one of those people. Like, I allowed my depression to become reality for a really, really, really long time. And it's hard to tell someone or even when my therapist was talking to me, I believe in therapy. Strong believer. Everybody that listen,
I need to get me one.
Therapists are important. I want to be a therapist, so I am a big person to practice what you preach, and I practice therapy. I need therapy.
How did you find a good therapist? Because I tried therapy and it did not work.
You're gonna go through it. I went through, I think, 6 therapists before I found mine. Yeah, I wanted a Black therapist. Facts. I made that clear. Facts. I wanted a Black therapist so that they could understand my view. Second, I wanted a female therapist. I wanted a Black female therapist because I needed her to understand my struggles and not saying that any other, you know, therapist couldn't, but, like, I know that that's just what I wanted in my comfort zone. And I kept finding all of these white old therapists.
Literally, like, my life.
White old therapists. And then I came across a therapist that perfect. I didn't get to see her because it was pandemic and everything. We did phone now. So now it wiped the color thing out of my head. So I was like, okay, let me be a little more open because, you know, the pandemic showed me a lot. So let me try. And she was amazing. And then she wanted to get pregnant and have a baby and then decide that she didn't want to, like, you know, keep working. So she was like, I can recommend you someone. And I was like, Trick. recommend me. Do you know how long it took me to fall in love with you?
Right.
Like, and then after that, I went on a hunt again. But honestly, Google is your best friend. And your insurance company is can help you with that. So your medical insurance, you can call them and literally ask them to send you a list of therapists or whatever specifically you want to go towards. Tell them to send you a list of what you're covered. And then when they do that, you can ask them to filter it to be for colored people or a Black therapist. Your medical insurance is required to do that and help you.
I was turned away from the whole therapy experience because I tried to seek a therapist, and I guess before you get your real therapist, they give you somebody like that's like
A pre-talk.
that assigns you the person, right? So I thought this was my therapist. So I'm over here bonding with him, like, like I'm just over here opening up, spilling out all my deepest, darkest secrets with him, and then he was like, "Okay, now I'm going to assign you a therapist." I'm like,
oh, it's a no for me, dog.
Why would you do that to me? I thought you were the therapist.
Why would you have me sit here and tell you my life story?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, nah. Some people, you're going to have bad experiences, but I tell everybody, don't let that throw you off. Don't let it throw you off. Like, my friend told me she had a therapist who was basically telling her what to do. Like, putting her views on her. And I was like, that's not what therapy is about, especially not talk therapy. And I want to be I'm big on talk therapy. And we're supposed to be listening and like more so guiding you to the way you want to go, not where we think you should go or anything. It's actually really annoying being a therapist because all you hear is the constant issues people give you and you have the solution where you're like, I can't just tell you what to do, you know? So it's like, you have to do that. So if a therapist ever, you just sat there and told them everything and then you find a new therapist, I get why you were turned off. Yeah. I would have been like, I'm not doing this. Yeah. I'm done. I tried.
I found another person and then it was a white woman. She was older, but like I felt like she didn't understand anything. Like she was just so different from me that she couldn't relate to like anything I was saying. Yeah. So I'm just like, damn.
Therapy is like going grocery shopping. You know exactly what you want, but you want it from a specific brand, but there's so many options, but you want that one thing that's going to make you feel good, you know? Yeah. But you just have to go through the whole supermarket.
Yeah, for real.
Like, you really just got to go grocery shopping for the therapist you need.
I don't like when they try to, because they diagnosed me with general anxiety, but then she tried to give me pills. I'm very, like, mindful when it comes to things like that because it's like, damn, I don't want to do that. You know, like it feels like you're dismissing me in a way, and I was just like, nah, I'm good off of therapy for now.
I feel
until something else damaging comes in my life, then I'll go.
Not us though, damaging. No, I don't. I think pills are a lot too. You don't need it. It's nothing that a therapist should force you to take, or like tell you that it's required to take or anything. I avoided pills.
But she asked me repeatedly. I told her no. She was like, same. I went back again. She kept trying to ask me, do I want it? I'm like, lady, I said no already. Like 3 times she asked me. Yeah. But yeah, that turned me off from that whole experience. How do you... Oh, I already asked that. Sorry, guys. I'm a little rusty. How do you think living in a city has taken a toll on your mental health? Were you born and raised here in New York City?
Something like that. I was raised here predominantly. Let's say that. I was raised here predominantly. So New York City is home, sadly. But New York City is tough. That's really what it is. New York City is tough. And we're just built to have a tough exterior and like be that. Like, you from New York. You know, facts. Like, if you're from New York, you already know, one, you're mean.
It makes you a mental, like warrior. Right. Like, you're built for anything now.
That's my thing. So when it comes to mental health for New York City predominantly, I think we're already built hard. So it's like our mental health is already kind of at a struggle point. Just because every day you walk out. And then on top of that, it doesn't help with the news. And, like, every time you turn on the news, it's negative. So, like, what? And then when you walk outside, it's always something in New York. It's always something.
You got to be on your P's and Q's.
And a lot of people think that, like, mental health is something that can be affected by, like, work or school. And your mental health can be affected by literally taking the train every day and seeing the same homeless people on the train every single day. That can take a mental toll on you. That can take an emotional toll on you. You can get on the bus. Like, there's anything in New York City, which you can say anywhere, honestly. But for me, I think...
city, I feel like.
Yeah, but for me, New York City, everyone I know is trying to move out. And there's a reason. Like, you know, everyone I know is trying to leave. People that don't know New York City is trying to move in. And it's just like, after the whole pandemic, New York City went from the city that never sleeps to the city that was knocked.
No.
Like, no lights,
Slumped.
like slumped, out of business.
Yeah.
So, like, that was a mental hardship for every single person. I was out partying, doing whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
And then the door said, no, we're closed. So, like, it was a lot. And then, like, with New York City again, like, the news just was not helping. We had literal bodies. And at least for me, I live by a hospital. So
yeah, I heard about that.
we had trucks literally lined up.
So weird. Oh my God.
Lined up by the houses, by the dead bodies.
Oh my God, no. I remember seeing that video. I'm like, nah, turn this shit off.
Imagine seeing it every day though, not a video. Like I lived there. Like we walked by trucks full of bodies. Like they weren't taking it out on certain times. Like they were literally dragging bodies on like little tray thing, like pulling them out and putting them in the truck and dumping them. And that was a constant
That's traumatizing.
Exactly. So it's like we went
you're
through
so disposable and it's like
we went through so much. And then in the pandemic, majority of the people that passed away were Black people or colored people. So it's like New York City is just so much right now. And it's just, then the price, you mentally abuse people with the price. I can barely survive in New York City. I can't afford the rent, can't afford food, can't afford this, can't afford that. That's literally what every single person says.
Mm-hmm.
I can't afford.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
it's like,
trash.
It puts your like, of course it's the functionality of it is cool. Like, okay, I have the opportunity to get free education. I have the opportunity to have, you know, transportation and all this like things in this close proximity, but at what cost?
Exactly. And New York City is just something that we have the resources, but the city itself does not put out those resources the way they should. Mm-hmm. And like it has so much to do with funding. It's just mental health. It's so much of a domino effect that goes into mental health that you can't just fix one thing in the city and think everything is going to be fixed. Like it's going to be so much work, but living in New York City is hard mentally. Like I'm tired of always being like, people be like, you from New York? Oh, yeah. What is that? Like, what? You expect me to be
you get a cool accent and that's like, about it, and you know how to dress and that's all you really get from it.
Yo, because other than that, you just a mean person on the block.
Literally. Like, even like the interactions, like when I go out of state is literally a culture shock.
Crazy.
I'm like, wait, what is this? People are saying hi to me, good morning. Well,
they will stare at you and make sure they look at hello.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, am I in a movie?
I'll be like,
me?
Did you say hi to me?
Yeah, like I'm literally like
you
baffled.
Know me? Like
I really don't know what to do because we're so engineered to we don't even look people in the eye. We don't even like if somebody brushes you.
Why you bump me, bro?
Yeah, like we're getting upset. Like that's a fight.
Yo, I'm that person. And I'd be like, you good? Like, mind you, I'm so nice.
Yeah, it's just how we're built.
It's built
here.
in you, and like mentally to always have that be on your fight, because we all have the fight or flight built in us. But the fact that we're always on fight. Mm-hmm. Like, you cannot always be on fight and then expect somebody not to be tired. And mentally, it takes so much of a big toll on you. So it's just, New York City, get it together. Get it together. All right? ASAP, because your girl gotta go. Period. Get it together. Like, because I can't. Oh, ear.
Do you think you can fake yourself into a good mood?
For a little bit, yeah.
And, like, do you think that can, like, help, like, your mental health
in
a way?
Not at all.
No?
No, I do not believe that.
Because I was reading something that it was, like, scientifically, if you smile, it sends dopamine in your brain to feel good.
It does. That's what I said. You could trick yourself for a while. You 100% can. Just like when you're sick, you can make yourself sicker. Or if you're not sick, you can make yourself sick. Mm-hmm. Mad easy. You can put yourself in the hospital. You can make yourself upset. You can make yourself cry. You can make yourself be the happiest person in the morning by just waking up and saying, I'm going to have a good day. But do I believe that actually works for long term? No, it will not. It does not.
You have to feel it in your soul.
You cannot tell yourself, I'm going to be happy, and then magically expect everything to happen and be happy. Like, you still have to put in that work. And, like, by just avoiding it and convincing yourself, like, I am happy, you're not putting in that work. So you're not giving yourself the opportunity to actually be happy. It's great because I'm that person, y'all. I got little sticky notes. I tell you, I'm still going through depression and anxiety. I have my own little fights. So I have little sticky notes on my mirror. And my boyfriend added some too. It was really cute. But mine was like, he added, think of something new to smile about today. Aww. And like mine is like, take a breath and just breathe 3 seconds. And then like every post-it says something different, but I read them every morning. Is that making me better? Yeah. Is it changing me right now? No. Like, what? I look at that mirror and I be like, oh, I'm smiling, I'm cheesing. Like, the whole morning can be amazing. And then I have a crash and burn moment. And that's not because I wasn't happy. I wasn't where I needed to be. But I convinced myself at that moment that I was. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't feel like that works long term. But I do think every morning you should wake up, even at your saddest, you can be crying. Like, I woke up so many mornings literally in tears just because I was really, really sad. I was really depressed. And I sat there and I was just like, I'm really going to have a good day, y'all. I'm really have a good day. And that's literally what I kept doing. Like, legit. Like, that is what I kept doing. And it made me feel insane. Because I was like, there is no reason. I am crying, telling myself I'm going to have a good day. I had a good day. Me and them tears. But it helped, like, and then the mornings didn't feel so hard. Yeah. Then I got up. I wasn't crying anymore. It was just I'm going to have a good day.
Another thing that I found that makes this city also very hard to have, like, a good mental state in is it keeps going. So, like, I remember going through, like, my grandmother passed away. Next day I had school. Mm-hmm. You still got assignments due. You still have to go to work. You still have to make money. And I feel like the luxury of living outside of the city, I feel like, especially outside of America, because I do travel.
Yep.
They don't have so much emphasis on making money to live because things are, like, affordable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you could take your job off. It doesn't feel like you have to do something just to make it seem like you're worthy of living.
Yeah, the job industry in New York City is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Like, the way employers treat people are disgusting. Mm-hmm. And it's honestly one of those, you can give yourself to a company and you could be working them for years and years and years and years and years. The day that you decide that you can't be beneficial to them, they're going to find somebody else to do your job. And the reason, so I only blame 50% of me blames the companies and everything that's doing it. 50% of me genuinely blames us. Like, just stop.
But it's not, like, it's easier said than done.
It's easier said than done. But I will tell you, I left T-Mobile a year and change ago. I have not worked for a year and change. I worked for T-Mobile for 8 years. As I went from a regular worker, part-time, to full-time, to a key holder, to assistant manager, to running a store. Like, legit. And the moment my mental health was in critical condition, you think T-Mobile stopped for a second and asked me how I was doing?
What is a mental health? They don't...
Like, mind you, keep in mind, bereavement. You get 3 days of bereavement. They were drunk. My brother passed away, and I looked at the store manager at that time, and I was like, yeah, I'm taking time off. The problem is people don't do that. We're so on, like, damn, we got bills, we got this, we got this, we got this. I get that. But all that's going to do is screw you over later. And I know that. And, like, me coming from, I have my own bills and everything. I've been working since I was 12. Like, I was a worker. Everybody does not have it like me. And I know that. But what I do know is that everybody has the opportunity to do something different with their life. You have the opportunity to get another job. You have the opportunity to make a decision to not do this. Right. So it's like, yeah, say no to your job. Say no.
No.
Right, no, like, you be all right.
Get somebody else to do it.
Yeah, get somebody else to do it. If you really need that job, you'll call out sick. COVID is a thing. Use COVID as an excuse.
Right.
Like,
so does your environment dictate how you feel mentally, or can you develop a mindset where you... I feel like I asked this already and you answered this.
Not in a different way.
Can you develop your mindset to create the environment you want, or does your environment tell you how to feel mentally?
I think it's both. It's like the nature and nurture aspect. Is it nature? Is it nurture? Same thing. I feel like it is both. Your surroundings play a big part in who you become, how you mentally adjust, how you move in general, you know, especially in New York. Where you live play a big part in how you move. Like, a big part.
Ginormous.
Like, so, but I also believe that you can mentally understand that you are not where you're from. And what surrounds you does not, like, describe you or, like, dictate what you will be. So, like, yeah, I grew up in the hood my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Me in the fort.
Love it.
Yeah, like, love it in the sense of
You highly recommend it?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
My kid's not growing up in nobody hood. Let's make that clear. I'm out. But I love it in the sense of this is where I came from and this is who taught me how to be how I'm supposed to be. I went to white schools my entire life until I went to high school, and I switched multiple high schools, and I still lived in the hood. I was the white girl in the hood for mad long.
I hate that feeling.
For mad long. I hate it, and it was something that it's still carrying on to me to this day, but everybody in the hood know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I was that little white girl in the hood, I still decided my own path.
But it's sad how they make it seem like just speaking proper and having manners means you're white. Like,
but that adds on to your environment and your mental health and how you look at yourself. And that's how big it is. Like, and that's what I mean. Like, your environment really doesn't need to affect you as much. You can allow your environment to affect you up to a certain extent. Like, of course, it's going to happen naturally, but you can decide how much it does. Mm-hmm. So that whole white girl thing, it bothered me for a while. And then I was like, y'all are secretly giving me a compliment. So I don't care. Like, and I still love my hood. I got a bunch of hood rat friends. What? Me and the hood rats? We still click up.
Outside.
We be outside. So, like, I be with the gang. So, you know.
With the gang, with the mob.
But mentally, I'm still, like, I'm good. And I hope I can help my community, because that's all I really want to do is help my community be better, too.
Mm-hmm. And do you think, like, people take their mental health serious in those environments, in, like, hood environments?
No, I don't think Black people or Spanish people take their mental health serious at all. I don't. Because we Black. How many times people tell you, we don't need therapy, we Black? Yeah. Black people don't go to therapy.
Like, it's an answer. Like it's a valid answer. They use it as a valid answer.
What? What? Yeah. You Black, so because you Black and you Spanish or you colored, you can't go to therapy. You rather talk to your same friend who's giving you the same bad advice and putting you in the same situation that you were in when you could just talk to somebody else. And I think that is the reason people don't, like, take their mental health seriously. I feel like that's just, it's a stigma that is continuous. And it's something that in New York City is so strong that I don't even know when they will, to be honest.
It's sad. Like, it's a poor excuse. Like, get a better one.
Yeah, get a better one. I'm tired of hearing that. Or I'm tired of hearing I don't got the money, because Medicaid is free.
Literally.
Like, Medicaid is free, and they give you therapy sessions. You can sign up for a therapist for a once a week session for an hour with Medicaid completely for free.
Mm-hmm. It may not be the best therapist.
Yeah, man. Honestly, shop around. They got mad options. That's what I'm saying. It's a grocery store, y'all. It's time to go shopping. You can't always expect the answer. You got to put in the work too. It's your life. It's nobody else's. So your mental health is in your hands. So take control of it. You know?
Facts. Do you think there are more things we could do in school, even like implementing meditation or periods of time where we are all just focused on making sure we put our mental health first? Do you think there's more things we could do in school to build a better mental health?
Yeah, for a fact. I
don't think there's anything in place other than, like, oh, if you have a problem, go to the guidance counselor.
Yeah, there's nothing in place. And even when you go to a guidance counselor, one, you're mad uncomfortable, because that guidance counselor sees 3 different grades at once, which is more than 100 kids at a time. Why would they?
More than that. You're being modest.
That's what I'm saying.
Way more than that.
Like, so why would they really be able to focus on your issue? For me, I think it should start when we're babies. You know how we have nap times?
Yeah.
I don't know why they took nap time away.
Oh my God, that's a fact.
Why you got us prone to it and then take it away? Stop doing that. Like, what? I mean, nap time is required. Don't stop doing that because kids need it. We need it. But I think it's
They
consistent.
replaced it with study time.
That'll make sense.
Or like...
That'll make sense. That'll make sense. The kids can study at school. That's the point. That's the point of school. Like, nap time should be a thing. I feel like if we just cut it out of, like, nap time, even if you don't call it nap, call it meditation time. I think if you start from children the way we did with nap time and you start it as meditation time and you access those little things that won't be a big issue, because people always got issues with something. Don't teach my kid this, don't teach my see, do things that won't be an issue. Nap time is a universal thing. Meditation time could be a universal thing. You're not telling the kid to do anything religious. You're not telling them to do, just sit down, close your eyes, and be one with yourself. That's it. Do it from your kids, and patterns create habits. Once you have that pattern installed in the child, it is going to be consistently. And I think that is something that will add on to an adult's mental health too, because now that child is more calm. It's a domino effect. So I feel like it all starts with kids. So when you put it back into school, meditation sessions, or even journaling. I had a English class, and our homework was to journal. And you could literally say, like, he didn't read it or whatever. Well, he read mine because I always like people reading my stuff. That's just me. But he'll be like, oh, I'll just graze through it. He want to make sure you wrote, but he won't read it. And you can write anything you want. And he graded you, and he put it in a cabinet and locked it. That was so good. And that was literally only 10 minutes of his class.
And there's a class I took last semester that we had to do like audio diaries. And I'm like, oh shit, this is what I do with my podcast. Like, it's basically an audio diary. And I feel like that helps me like get how I'm feeling out. And then when I listen back to it, especially when like time has passed, I learn stuff from myself.
Yeah.
So like audio diaries are another way. If you don't want to write, if you're lazy, make a like voice note of how you're feeling when you wake up or when you go to sleep.
That's it, like little things that can help in school. And I feel like there's nothing that they really have right now that's doing that, And it sucks. Like, it really sucks. Because I would love me a little mental break during some of these classes.
Facts.
Like, I need it. Especially these 5-hour classes, 6-hour classes
6
that
hours
we're getting.
Is crazy.
6 hours. We had 6-hour classes.
6 hours to listen to one person chat.
Talk and talk and talk and talk.
Like,
and talk.
I learned how to sleep with my eyes open. Like literally, I learned that skill because I really...
How am I supposed to learn if I'm just losing what you're saying? So it's like, and those 15-minute breaks, what is that? What is that?
Now they started giving hours.
Who?
Not that person, but one of my
None
classes.
of my professors. None of them.
The class we have together, 15 minutes, yeah, she'd be giving 15 minutes. And I'll be like, why would you do that?
My class earlier, we got a 10-minute break.
Yeah, 10 minutes is crazy.
10 minutes.
Out of 6 hours, bro?
5 and a half.
I can't even
5 and a
piss
half.
in peace, bro.
He real specific. He goes, the class ain't 6 hours, so it's 5.5. That's why he can be optional on the break.
Nah,
I said the disrespect.
You bugging out.
The disrespect? How am I supposed to... First of all, who's remembering that? I walk out of that class like, I didn't learn shit.
I got an 1.5 break like yesterday, and I went home. Yeah, I'm telling you, that one teacher. She's different.
Yo.
I guess she wants time to herself too, so she's
Round
just
of
like,
applause for her.
Yeah, shout out to you. I'm not going.
Yeah, but shout out to you.
To you. You know who you are. If you know, you know.
Cause what? What? No, I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah, she
do you know
catching me off guard. I'll be like, thank you.
Yo,
Lord.
do you know how many 6-hour classes I've taken? So many. Being a double major, do you know how many? I have never gotten an hour break.
I'm sorry.
In my life.
I'm sorry.
It's like just death after death after death.
I just started doing 6-hour classes. It's not for the week. It's
not for the week. Like, it's not for the week. Honestly, if you can avoid it, avoid it.
I don't even drink coffee, but I would consider to start drinking coffee.
Nah, you need that. You need that. You need that. Oh.
Because I don't like how my body feels when I'm off of it. Like when I'm coming down off of the coffee. And I have to use the bathroom a lot.
Coffee make you poop.
Yeah, but
coffee do make you poop. I think that's what everybody think. Or maybe you might be lactose.
No, I'm not.
You're not? You drink milk?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not anymore, but I used to love me a cold glass of milk.
But I don't know. Coffee used to make me poop when I had like regular milk or like almond milk. But now I use oat milk almond, I'm soy. I use oat milk or almond, but I'm usually focused on oat milk. The best
I'm about to get into it because...
What? Oat milk is all I drink.
I'm about to be in Starbucks. I'm going to be
Starbucks fiend, don't do it.
Starbucks.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna be broke. No, Starbucks really gonna get you for all your money. Starbucks is gonna get you for all your money. They did it to me. They gonna be like, hey girl,
It's a setup.
you want that caramel frap? With that
But I
extra
feel like I
espresso?
made it by myself. That's why I didn't get into it. I think if somebody else makes it for me, I probably could get into it more and then be awake for those 6-hour classes.
Let's see, try it. Try
That's
a liquid
whole
coffee.
shift. 6 hours.
And we ain't even getting paid.
Oh my God.
9 a.m. on the dizzy. Like,
Talking about don't be late.
to the minute.
Ma'am.
To the T.
I'm pretty sure I won't miss anything. Like
No, you won't. You won't. You gonna miss. Good morning.
chatting. Oh my God. They just be chatting.
I love it, but I do think school needs to take mental health a little more seriously. I think that'll
For
also
real.
help with grades and just academic progress, and it'll help with so much. I don't think people like understand fully the benefits of mental health in school. Like, I don't think people really get how beneficial it can be for everyone. The teachers, like the kids, every
Mhm.
single person. The freaking lunch people will be happier.
Yeah,
Like the lunch ladies.
that's
Like,
why I wanted to go away for school so badly, and my parents wanted me to stay because I had a 2-year scholarship to go to City Tech to study architecture, but I refused to go, and I ended up going upstate New York.
dang.
Yeah,
And it
because
switched it up for you?
it was literally for my mental health. I could not stand taking the same train, taking the same route to go back to school, seeing the same faces, because most of the people from my high school
went up to you?
yeah, I went to City Tech. So I was like, yo, I cannot do this. So
Dang.
I fought for my rights, ended up going away. It was the best year of my life. It was a movie. But what do you think? Do you regret not going away for school and staying in the city?
So for me, my situation was a little different. I wish I could have. Like, I really do wish I could have. And I had more responsibilities than a lot of other people did. So it wasn't like more of a choice. It was one of those, I have responsibilities to take care of here.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to. But I did make sure to get the best experience. So I did not come to Brooklyn College first. I went to LaGuardia first. And for me, mentally, I wanted to go to a community college first if I wasn't going away. Because one, I wanted to target the 2 years and see where it was going to take me. Most people end up changing their minds after their first 2 years anyway. And the first 2 years, you never really are in your career. It's a play around thing. You don't really get into your 2 years until after. So I did that. And it was cool. And then I wanted to be far enough from my house, but close enough. So it felt good. And then even when I came here, I don't live nowhere near Brooklyn College, but I made the most of it. I still joined a sorority. I still did the whole party out and crazy college situation. I did it, So for me, no, I don't regret it. I don't regret it. I just wish I experienced a little bit because I went away. Like, I got accepted. I got accepted to Delaware State. Bucks.
Ooh, that's a party school, DSU.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Mad of my friends went to Buffalo State also,
Okay.
and Delaware. And what is it? It's a HBCU, and I'm blanking on it. I'm so sorry. Disrespectful.
Not Howard.
It's another W. It is a W. It is another.
Spelman?
No. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Well, now we glad you didn't go.
Virginia Union?
Yeah, there we go, Virginia.
Wait, you said
yeah.
my brother went there.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you like it?
Yeah,
I got
he loved it.
I got accepted to another HBCU. I got accepted to a few of them, which were great. But I don't regret it. I think I don't know. I enjoyed my New York, and I think it made me who I am, and I met so many great people here. And if I would have went away, I would have never been with the person who I am with now. My sisters, who I call my sisters, I wouldn't have them. I mean, I would have new sisters and a different thing. But I'm happy with what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good that you don't regret it.
No, I have no regrets, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm in love with my little sister that I got out of my sorority. I am completely in love with. I got to name her and everything. So
I didn't even know community colleges did sororities and fraternities until I got
all
here.
colleges do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, all colleges do. They're different levels. Like LaGuardia has smaller sororities. Brooklyn College has bigger sororities. I didn't even know there were D9s on Brooklyn College. Do you know what a D9 is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know there were D9s on Brooklyn College campus. Had no idea. And I was just like, what? I ain't even gonna lie to you. I already told my sorority sisters I would have been it. I'm in a white sorority. But no, nothing against them. Love them. Love them hoes. But I am, but I would have preferred to be in a black sorority because they my sisters. Like, y'all my sisters, but they my sisters.
Yeah.
Like, you know? And of course, they not all black, but like, I wanted that cultural part. But then the people I crossed with were a mix. We got to like dilute my sorority. So it wasn't really white anymore. We had Spanish in my line. We had freaking Asian, Chinese, black. Like, it was mixed.
That's
and
dope.
yeah, my little is amazing, and I just love her. Shout outs to Corona. Yes, I named her Corona, my favorite beer, and it's also the ring around the sun because she's a queen.
Okay, shout out to her. Shout out to her.
Hey.
Damn. So you really took advantage of your college experience. I love that for you because if I was here, I wouldn't. I would have just fell into because I would be under my parents' house roof, and then it would just be
okay.
Like,
that's different. Yeah,
that feels like so constricting sometimes, and going away and then living with people your age and then being around that atmosphere is just unmatched.
You have more freedom.
Yeah, for real.
Shout out to my parents. I didn't really have that much of a struggle, to be honest. They were strict, but not like too strict. It was one of those, we know you've grown and you kind of been on a path your whole life. I only was like bad when between the ages of like 12 and 15. Those were my bad years. After that, I was like, I ain't got no team. I ain't got no team.
You got it out early.
Yeah, that's my thing. And then like the partying and everything, my mom was always an out there spirit. So she was like, go have fun, girl. Go to that party.
Nice.
Like, yeah. Do you know how many times my dad picked me up drunk? Slammed. Like, slashed. Me and my friend. Like, my parents were a little more open to me because they were the parents with the outlook of, you can either do it around me, and we had limits, so I couldn't do everything. Let's make that clear. They had very strict rules. But it was one of those, I'd rather you do it around me, and I'd rather you talk to me about it than go behind my back and do it. Because no matter what, your child is going to do that.
Right.
And my parents was just on some, nah, you finna tell me. And when I started like drinking super heavy, my dad was my security blanket. I would black out like from being drunk. I'd be my friends would wake up home.
I can't relate.
Like, and my friends would be like, you know, your father picked you up from the street and walked your ass home with us. I said, oh, wow, he came? They were like, yeah, he took both of our drunk asses home. And I was like, oh, look at my
That's
puppy.
Cool.
Look.
That's how I aspire to be with my kids.
Like, yeah, as long as they're at appropriate age, you know they got a good head on their shoulders. You're not worried. You've been working. You're going to school. What do I really have to be worried about in reality? And that's how my parents looked at it. What do they really have to be worried about?
Yeah, that's probably why you didn't mind living here. For me, it was a whole different experience. I was trying to run, like, get me out of here.
I feel you, but that helped. That played something in your mental health too.
Yeah,
that's my thing. So for me, because I was so open mentally, I was more open. Mentally, you had to be more shut off because that's something that your parents gave to you. Like, that's how they constricted you. So, and then being in New York didn't help you because you're around fun. It's mad hard to live in New York City and not have FOMO. Like, you cannot live in New York and not have FOMO.
But that's why I went to stay upstate New York. Exactly. So my people were still there. They were all like had the same mindset. They were like, oh, let me get away from the city but still be in New York with my people.
You needed to get out of New York but stay in New York. Because New York is a vibe.
It is.
We're a vibe. We're
big vibe. If I went to Iowa, oh, hell no. I would have never did that. So
Iowa.
All right.
Iowa.
Shout out to Iowa though, if I got anybody listening from Iowa.
Yeah, shout out to Iowa. But y'all not as lit. But if y'all can show a good time, let us know.
All right, so we're gonna any last words?
No, I loved it. I loved being here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. Yes. I know you be booked and busy, social media manager, podcaster.
Thank you.
All of that. So I'm glad you came. And you delivered.
And this is such a relevant, I think this is such a relevant, like, topic and show. Like, you know, like, mental health is really, really important. So it's important to, like, talk about it and bring people on here and everything.
The camera died.
Dang, y'all.
All right. So thank you for listening to another episode. All listening platforms are also on WBCR radio.
Hey.
So make sure you go tap in on YouTube and follow everything in the description. I'm going to put T information in the description.
Yes, thank you.
Make sure you follow all of that. And thank you for listening. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, moms, that it's Mind Over Matter, baby.
Oh my God.
Wait, why I keep clicking more? I'm done.